Hi everybody, my name is Freddie Sedano and this is my beautiful, wonderful, lovely wife Bree Celine, and today on Films with Freddie #2 we're going to be talking about Lego Movie 2. Initial thoughts?
It was way more awesome than part 1, but it was really good.
I loved it, but I still think that Lego Movie 1 had a lot more magic and it was a little more cohesive. But I will say that holy crap, the cinematography in both these films and in part 2 is amazing. Real quick, I just want to talk about my favorite shot of the film. Right in the beginning, when one of the first chase scenes, they're being chased through the apocalyptic city, and we see a big billboard with a smiling minifig guy, big smile, and our crew, our team, crashes through the billboard and leaves a hole in the shape of a frowny face, and so now the minifigure is frowny face. I laughed so hard, but that shot just stood out to me. So yeah, tell me what did you like about the film? Maybe one thing you liked about the film and one thing you didn't like about the film.
You know, I kind of like that they did this whole evil and good Emmet thing. I like it and then I don't. Like, why do you have to make him fight against himself? And then also, so we just watched Lego Movie 1 not that long ago. And, you know, she's talking about how she wants Emmet to grow up and that he's too happy. But then she dated Batman. So what's up with that?
Well, she needed a bad boy. Batman's the bad boy.
Emmet can be bad too.
Yeah, in the future. I don't know. I kind of didn't like the timey-wimey stuff. Like the real versus toy storyline kind of gets real messy in part 2, and I think they were just like, we're not going to care about the logic, especially in part 2. Whatever serves the story, which is fine. Like, honestly, it's a Lego movie. It doesn't have to make sense. I sort of like that, but I feel it kind of hurt the movie a bit. The timey-wimey, it was weird. I love the character, and I love the Raptors. The Raptors are like my favorite thing. I have all the Raptors, all 8 of them, the different designs. So I loved seeing the Raptors, and I really liked Chris Pratt kind of playing like the good coin versus the bad coin. But it was kind of confusing and
That's what I love and hate that.
Yeah, I'm conflicted about it. I feel like it hurt the film a little in some ways. Just the time travel thing, it just didn't make sense. It was funny how they tied it into like the real life where the kid's like, oh yeah, I'm doing this time travel thing. But I feel like the theme was more cohesive in the first film. Everything is awesome and everyone's special. The theme in the second film, there's two themes at least. There was the whole playing nice with your siblings and kind of understanding where each of us is coming from, and kind of those lacks in communication, because we're kids and we're growing up and we don't know how to communicate, and so we just end up hurting each other, as brothers and sisters. And then there's kind of the Emmet side plot where it's if you close yourself off to emotions, that's not a good thing. And that, goddamn, this movie spoke to me in so many different ways. Because, I get what they're trying to say, but at the same time, like, when you need to protect yourself emotionally, what else are you going to do but, come in? That survival instinct has to be there. But anyways, I felt that the theme was a little more muddled in this one, but in some ways it was a little stronger, just because it was really about interpersonal relationships, and we really got to see like the little sister's perspective through her Lego toys, and kind of the older brother's perspective. He ended up being more of like the bad guy. So the theme was a little more muddled, the story was a little more muddled, but in general it was still pretty freaking awesome. Do you have a favorite scene, something that stood out to you? Or a favorite character?
Tiffany Haddish?
Tiffany Haddish.
Haddish.
Or Haddish. I don't know how you... Sorry, Tiff.
her character was the best.
That character was all over the place. It was hilarious. Queen Whatever Wanabe.
There you go.
And she just kept changing shape. And then the big reveal at the end was very heartwarming.
Mm-hmm.
I loved the screenwriting, the kind of the dialogue and the way they set up some of the conflict, like when that I thought it was Brienne of Tarth. I thought it was Gwendolyn Christie playing that fairy with the helmet character. When she said "you started it," I thought the audience thinks you started the fight, but no, it turns out the older brother started the younger sister's love of Legos and of toys. So that happens a lot, with kids playing. Like the older brother has something, and of course the little kid wants it. So that was kind of really touching, and it was just so funny that the girl would think that a marriage would unite the two worlds, whereas boys don't care about weddings. It really, I think the main theme here, if I could distill something from the film, is we just speak two different languages. Everybody speaks their own language, and while we think we're saying one thing by our actions, the other person is interpreting it a different way. And it's something that even you and I have kind of gone through, is those gaps in our communication, just trying to say the same thing, or even just trying to say I'm hurt, and having the other person understand that it's really hard. And I think that part of it kind of came through, especially in like sibling relationships. It's a really good movie. It had a really good message, good moral of the story. I don't think it was quite as strong as the first film, but still like 9 out of 10, 9.5 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Really good. And then Wild Style having like
Pastel hair.
Her pastel hair was just hilarious, because she's supposed to be like hardcore brooding. Oh, and Batman getting married and wanting to get married. I loved how like Will Arnett and the script writers were kind of deconstructing Batman. And one of my favorite lines was like, it was like, who would have thought that, or it was something like, getting married and starting a family might heal some of the pain caused by losing my parents at an early age. And I'm just like, yeah, comic book writers, message to the comic book writers, it kind of might. And then by the end of it, he just really wanted to get married, and it was kind of really good for him. It was just so funny to finally see, or at least see an iteration of that storyline, because we do see him in some of the comic storylines, getting with Selena Kyle. But yeah, it's not necessarily something new, but it's something we haven't necessarily seen, and they're just kind of poking fun at the Caped Crusader. I think it's my favorite part of the whole Will Arnett Batman, is they're just really poking fun of Batman, It had a lot of really good moments. I wish we had heard the Raptors speak. That would have been great. Favorite character in this movie?
Didn't you already ask that?
I don't know. Never mind. Edit this out. Here, you lead the conversation for a little bit.
I don't know what to ask. You're better at this than I am.
All right. I am at a brain fart. So where do we go from here?
I think you've said everything you needed to say. I think this is it. You finally shut up.
I really like this film too. We ended up watching it for Valentine's Day.
And I was sick.
You know what? The music, I don't think the songs were quite as catchy.
Really? I thought they were more annoying.
One of them was definitely
more
way more annoying. I remember I was, because usually like I'll have my cell phone or the throwaway iPad while I'm showering and I'm listening to a podcast or watching a YouTube thing. But one of the ads came up for the film while I was in there, and it was about a minute in when I realized the song is just repeating over and over. And I checked, and that ad was like a 10-hour ad with that. This song can get stuck in your head, and I just clicked, skip ad. I don't think the songs were quite as strong. It was still pretty good. All in all, it was a really good movie still. I really liked Emmet's arc. So in the first one, he's kind of finding out about the special. And now in this one, he's kind of realizing it's okay to be him. And even Lucy was kind of brought into that. Like, it's okay to be your genuine self. You don't have to pretend to be something you're not. So yeah, there was a lot more to this film. It was a lot less concise than the first one, but still a really, really good film. I hope we get to see a third one. I'm not sure where they would go. I'm sure they're not going to do a Toy Story 3 with Andy in the same way. But yeah, I wonder where they could go for a Lego Movie 3.
Maybe Emmet and Lucy will get married.
Yeah.
And have kids?
I don't know.
Can they?
I don't know. Where can they go? I feel like this second one they definitely knew where they were going. There was that shot where they have the boy actor, like they shot it in with the first film, because he was clearly his age quite a few years. Yeah, I liked the movie a lot. They had a lot of little new minifigures in there. It was a very fun film. Directed by... Let's see. Lego Movie 2, the second part. Directed by Mike Mitchell. Screenplay by Phil Lord. Christopher Miller. Yeah. So we at least had Phil Lord and Christopher Miller come back. So that team is fantastic on the screenwriting part. And Mike Mitchell, I think, did a really good job directing the film. They took a lot more liberties in this one that kind of didn't really make sense, like the whole timey-wimey thing. And the Lego minifigures moving of their own accord, that was a little weird. But it was really touching. One of my favorite scenes was when they all end up being in the storage units, and they're all about to be, Mom-ageddoned, and Lucy kind of starts singing. That song was hilarious. All in all, it was a good film, and I'm really excited for it to come out and so I can watch it again. I love that they kept the stop motion in there. If they had changed that, I don't think the fandom would have liked that very much. I'm really excited for the next one. I hope there's a next one, and yeah. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm not sure what else to say. I'm so sorry to have wasted more of your time. And I just want to apologize to James Delhauer one more time. I'm so sorry we ran out of time. Maybe next time. I love you. And I'll see you on the next one.